Hi, my name is Katie Pierce, and I had the privilege of conducting the wind orchestra in Kevin Day's Rocketship. And I really love this piece, and I'd love to tell you a little bit more about it. We consider it to be a grade 3. It's about 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, and it goes by quick. I always like to think of this piece as a conveyor belt because stuff keeps coming and it doesn't stop and everything's changing, and as soon as it hits, and sometimes you're not ready for it. But a little bit about Kevin Day. He was born in 1996, so he's only, I don't know, like 4 years older than me, which is crazy. He studied tuba and euphonium in his undergrad. He graduated from TCU. He is a self-taught composer and received a master's degree in composition. And he's currently working on his doctorate in composition and also serving as an assistant professor of composition in Canada. And he's won many awards, including the Dallas Winds Fanfare Contest, a Student Composer Award. He's collaborated with soloists, chamber groups, and has been mentored by a laundry list of other composers. He's written a lot for band. You may know Dancing Fire, it's a grade 5. He's also written for younger bands, including Ember Skies. That's a great piece, a grade 1. A little bit more about Rocketship itself. It was premiered in 2017. It was written for William James Middle School in Fort Worth, Texas, and dedicated to their director and their students. And it doesn't have a clear historical context, but it's supposed to be kind of programmatic to depict a rocket ship taking off and the excitement and the anticipation of all of that. So I'm going to jump right into some technical considerations, instrument-specific considerations, and then stylistic rehearsal type things. And talking about the technicalities of this piece, it's in the key of E flat, which is a very band key, and it's pretty standard for students who are playing grade 3s. The rhythms in this piece are pretty syncopated, but the good thing about that is a lot of it is in a big group. So if a woodwind, the woodwinds have syncopation, they're all doing it together. There are some occasional accidentals, but they're usually predictable and again, unified within a section. There's a lot of percussion in this piece, and it's exciting percussion, which means you're keeping your students engaged in the back of the room. And the piece is in 3/4, which can tend to rush ahead. So really practicing that 3/4 with an ensemble is good in this piece, and is a great opportunity to get those reps in. Moving to instrument-specific techniques and concerns, perhaps. All the ranges are pretty standard for a grade 3. There's a lot of horn stuff in this piece and a lot of exposed and full horn parts. So I would recommend having a really good horn section. There are clarinet things frequently above the break, and it's moving from above the break to below all over the place. And there's some technical woodwind things in here, but again, all in unison. Everything is really typical and standard for a grade 3. In talking about rehearsing this piece and also the style, I would describe it as fiery. So having a lot of energy in your rehearsal is going to help move this along. And again, when you're rehearsing, transitions are super important because, like I said, it's like a conveyor belt. Things are falling off as we go. And sometimes the whole ensemble drops out and it's just percussion or it's just horns. And everyone being ready for that is super important for the entire piece to come together. The woodwinds will sometimes have sustained legato phrases, so that's a complete stylistic change. So being able to show that as a conductor was something that I worked on. And it also keeps the ensemble interested, the audience interested, and then yourself as a person score studying interested. And I think I mentioned this before, but percussion has really engaging parts and sometimes really exposed features on chimes. And then also there's a giant marching snare break. So if that's something that you can swing with your ensemble, I would totally do it. But overall, this is a great piece. It's an engaging work. Highly recommend for a really intermediate ensemble in the high school setting, and I think your kids will really enjoy it. So here's Rocketship. All right.